Good morning. This is the second segment in our anecdote about abortion. There are elections coming up here in the United States, and at the local level, there is a woman who's running for one of the school boards here in town. She tells a story of being raised in her culture, not speaking English, and she became a school teacher and teaches that language, and now she wants to sit on the school board, and she doesn't want to give up her identity. If that's true, then she's the one having the abortion, and you're the one that's being aborted. You're being forced to give up your identity, which is race relegated to an endearing quality of your parents, and your culture, which is to first be a normal, well-adjusted person, and then to be a good wife and husband and mother and father and good citizen. There's somebody else running for office here, and she tells a story about her husband having a good income, so she took part of that income and started investing in real estate. The impression was that she was buying property and renting it out to you and me, and if that's true, then she's the one having the abortion, and you're the one that's being aborted. She wants to change our society into a peasant and property class society, with her as the upper class and you as the peasant. Those two gals present themselves in different political parties, but the truth of the matter is they're the same person, aren't they? They both want to change society and pattern it after their own personalities, and in reality, they have the same personality. They're the ones that are doing the abortion, and you're the one that's being aborted. At the national level, there's somebody running for office, and he's presenting himself as a fatherly figure. And he seems genuine about it, and if that's true, then he's somebody that you can lean on. He's somebody that's looking out for you. One of his opponents came out and said that years ago, him and his former girlfriend had an abortion. And if that's true, we have to stop and have a think. Our society is so far in the extreme, and there's no way you're going to be a perfect person. There's no way you're not going to be guilty. And so the second thing about that is he's always going to feel guilty and look guilty. But he's the one that's standing up for you. There's somebody else in the national spotlight. He's not running for office, but his father is a very famous politician in the United States, and he's the one that lost a computer, and somebody found it and started looking in it, and they realized just how corrupt he was, making millions at our expense. And when cornered, he said that it was okay because he was on drugs. I don't believe he ever so much as gave any of the money back or said who his cohorts were, or even so much as said who the pimps and drug pushers were. And he represents two things. He represents the idea of the intellectual. He made money at our expense. I guess our country is just like all the other countries now. He made money at our expense, but the truth of the matter is he lived the highest standard of living you can possibly live. He had all the good sex and drugs and made millions doing it. The second thing to say about that is that a human being is hardwired to not stand up to a bum's rush. He gets away with it simply by standing there and saying, well, it's okay because he doesn't have any guilt in him. He's not guilty simply because he doesn't have any guilt in him. While the other politician we were talking about feels terrible and tries his best to do the right thing. Let's stop here. We have one more segment, and we'll finish this up on the other segment.